create the wheel grip for my Sumobot hub, I'm going to be using this 1.5-inch ABS cap. I'm going to be putting it into the lathe with my open face first, and I'm going to put it right flush against the chuck face. I'm going to do it up not too tight, tight enough to hold it. And I'm going to begin by drilling a pilot hole in the face of the cap. Next, I'm going to be using a 7/8 drill bit, and I'm going to open up that hole so that I can get a boring bar in there in order to true up the size of that. We want to be drilling a hole that's 34.3 millimeters in diameter. And now I'm going to be using this boring bar. This boring bar is going to let me get nice and close to the size we want to have. So I'm just going to use my mic here and figure out how close we are. So we're sitting at 22.5 millimeters. So I'm going to zero that. So I'm just touching it there as my zero. That's 8. That should have taken us within 2 millimeters of where we want to be. I'm just going to double check that. So we're sitting at 32.7 millimeters. Now we'll check our final size here. So I'm sitting at 34.6 millimeters. Now we're just going to check our wheel hub to make sure that it fits inside this hole we've created. So we can see that the wheel hub fits with just a little bit of looseness. It sits nice and flush with the back, with the face of our cap. And if we give it a little bit of pressure, it wants to fall through, so that's what we want. Now what we want to do is we're going to clean up the edges on our hole that we've made in the cap. So we're going to give it a bit of a bevel. Just going to pull the Sumobot hub out, remount the cap inside the chuck here, and I'm going to switch up my tool. Now I'm going to grab this cutter here. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to give it a small bevel on the inside edge of that hole. Looks like I need to bring my cutter up a little bit. Just hitting on the edge there. So something like that should be good. Be able to take off the face on that. And there we are, giving it a nice little bevel. And now our mold is all done. You can see here where I touched the edge a little bit, but that's no big deal. So we got a nice little wheel hub hole and a mold, so everything looks good.